Men's and women's basketball advanced to the second round of the Horizon League tournament.
And bowling sets new school records.
All this and much more coming up next on the Penguin Rundown. Welcome into the Penguin Rundown. Richie Giuliano alongside Kyle Wills here today. Kyle, we are going to have a packed show for them today. Everybody around YSU is playing sports.
Yeah, it seems like sports have finally kicked off in terms of the entire athletic department. Softball finally got a chance to start. Baseball team continued their season with another 4-game series, and football had another game this past weekend.
Yeah, you mentioned baseball. They had a big series down in Louisiana taking on Nichols and LSU, almost beat a top 15 team, and that's where you're going to start us off today.
The baseball team concluded a 4-game trip to Louisiana as YSU took on Nichols State and LSU. The team came up short by a final score of 7-6 in a back-and-forth battle with Nichols on Friday. Turner Graw led YSU with a career-high 3 hits and a run scored as 5 different Penguins recorded at least 1 hit. Graw's performance earned him this week's Nike Horizon League Player of the Week, his 5th weekly honor in his YSU career. Jeff Whaler and Philip Glasser each went 2 for 4 with an RBI, 2 runs scored, and 2 stolen bases. The Penguins were defeated by LSU later that night 6-2 and then again 5-3 on Saturday. On Friday, Colin Clark recorded a career-high 10 strikeouts, and Jeff Whaler hit his first home run of the season. On Saturday, the Penguins were defeated by the Tigers following a walk-off 2-run home run in the bottom of the 9th. YSU got back into the winning column and improved to 2-6 on Sunday following a 6-4 win over Nichols State. 7 different Penguins collected a hit in the contest, with Jeff Whalers tying his career high with 3 hits while driving in a run, scoring 2 runs, and stealing a base. Andre Good also doubled and drove in a season-high 3 runs for the men. The baseball team will be back on the road this weekend as they take on Purdue-Fort Wayne in a 4-game series.
The YSU track and field team snagged the Horizon League Indoor Championship title once again. The men's team landed their 6th straight top score consecutively at the championships. They finished with a final total of 218. The women's team finished with 186.16, securing top of the leaderboard for the 5th year in a row. Let's break down some of the top performances, starting with senior Sean Peterson, who received the Alfreda Goff Athlete of the Year award for the 2nd year in a row. Peterson clinched the title in the mile, and if that wasn't impressive enough, he ran first in the 800-meter for the 4th year in a row. Since he competed as a freshman, Peterson has been a consistent and reliable leader of this team. They'll certainly miss him after his final season is up this year. The men's team won a total of 9 events overall, securing and keeping an early lead from day one. Adding to Peterson's titles, freshman Chase Easterling won the 3,000-meter run, junior Wyatt Lefker won in pole vault for the 2nd year in a row, and sophomore Jakari Lomax took first in long jump, going over 7.2 meters, his personal best. On the same hand, the women were top 4 in the event with an early win in the 60-meter hurdles by freshman Madison Murray. Sophomore Aaron Bogart also dominated in pole vault, taking first. Olivia Jones, the junior jack of all trades, took home gold in the pentathlon at the championship. Unfortunately, we didn't have time to list all the champions and top 5 finishers, so be sure to check out YSUsports.com for the full list of winners. Congratulations to the team for securing the win and bringing pride to the Penguins back home. Great job this season.
The men's basketball team hosted the UIC Flames in the opening round of the 2021 Progressive Insurance Horizon League Men's Basketball Championship last Thursday. 5 Penguins scored in double figures, and the team led for more than 35 minutes to get the win, 74-58. Senior Michael Akuche dropped 16 points and grabbed 10 rebounds for his 7th double-double of the season. All 5 of the Penguin starters scored in double figures. Senior Naz Bohannon had 15 points and 6 assists. Junior Darius Quisenberry had 12 points, and senior Garrett Covington and freshman Shamar Rattan-Mays both had 10 points. This win advanced YSU to a game against 3rd seed Oakland in the quarterfinals on Tuesday. For the score of the Gwynns game against the Golden Grizzlies, check out YSUsports.com.
The Youngstown State women's basketball team survived round number 1 of the Horizon League women's basketball tournament. The Penguins beat the Mastodons of Purdue-Fort Wayne by a final score of 62-59. Youngstown State had a huge night out of Mary Dunn, who scored 26 points and 10 rebounds to secure the double-double. Freshman Nneka Obiizer contributed 20 more points, as well as 6 rebounds and shooting 58% from the field. The Penguins' defense was key down the stretch, as Youngstown State did not allow a single point over the final 4 minutes and 50 seconds of the game. Youngstown State advanced to the second round, which was played in Milwaukee this past Tuesday. To find the final score and a recap, visit YSUsports.com.
The football team hosted its first game since November of 2019 this past weekend against UNI. Unfortunately, they were not able to come out on top as they fell 21-0. The defense was able to hold the Panthers to just 2 first-half field goals, but in the fourth quarter they allowed 2 rushing touchdowns to give UNI the 21-point lead. Defensive lineman Vinny Gentile led the Gwins with 9 total tackles, while defensive back Troy Jagupek was able to tally 8 of his own. On the offensive side, quarterback Mark Wade completed 8 of 10 passes for 33 yards and rushed for 37 on the ground. Running back Jaleel McLaughlin led the team in rushing with 38 yards while carrying the ball only 8 times. Tight end Jake Benio was able to bring in 4 catches for 41 yards, leading the team in both categories. Youngstown State is set to host Southern Illinois this Saturday, March 6th at 12 p.m. in Stambaugh Stadium. Now we'll send it over to Monica and Kelsey at the roundtable for more on the football team.
Welcome into the roundtable. I'm Kelsey Norris here with Monica Kurjan, and today we are talking football first impressions. The first 2 games didn't go quite as planned, but a lot to work on. What did you think of your first impressions of the team?
There's definitely a lot that needs to be mentioned here. Looking back at Game 1 against North Dakota State, losing 25-7, the only time the YSU scored was with a touchdown. Going into Game 2, first game at home, YSU lost 21-0, not even getting any points up on the board. So that's definitely something that the team needs to work on, is getting points on the board. YSU's defense is contributing, they're holding teams to under 25, but if YSU is not scoring, then YSU isn't going to win.
Yeah, exactly. Just like you said, quarterback Mark is there, offense will come. So I know that they're going to be working on that this week. Another thing that happened during the game was Director of Player Personnel Tim Johnson. After that game, he won't be allowed on the sideline for the rest of the season. What happened was he hit a Northern Iowa player. His name was Quan Hampton. Can you give me your impressions of what happened there?
I didn't see the play right off the bat. I actually have a cousin who works for a media company in Florida, and he's the one who sent the clip to me over the weekend. And when I saw it, all I have to say is he definitely could have moved out of the way. There was no reason why he should have been standing there. And that clip went viral, and that's why it gained all the attention that it did. And there was a lot of differing opinions in that situation.
I agree, yeah. And getting back onto the field, first and second quarter, YSU was able to hold their own. The defense was performing. They held UNI to score a field goal in each quarter. But then there was an interception by YSU, which was very impressive. But the fourth quarter, we kind of lost our game. 2 touchdowns by the Panthers, finished with 21-0 score, not the greatest. How can they get better for the next competition?
So there is some stuff that needs to be worked on. This weekend, YSU is playing Southern Illinois at home, and it needs to be mentioned that Southern Illinois just beat North Dakota State last weekend, their first loss since 2017. So YSU really needs to hold the team to under 20 points, and the offense really needs to get the ball rolling and get the points up on the board.
Absolutely. I think that's all the time we have here at the round table. Good luck on the next game at home. Everybody should definitely show up, and back to you guys.
Thank you, Kelsey and Monica. Well, the men's tennis team had a great weekend, beating St. Bonaventure 6-1 on Friday before crushing St. Francis 7-0. Laurentiu Montecescu, Eric Gran, João Garretto, and Vasilis Vardakis all picked up wins in singles play. Later that day, the Penguins won 3 double contests and all 6 singles matches. On Sunday, the team defeated Bella Marine 5-2 at home in YSU's Indoor Tennis Center. After falling behind in doubles, Montecescu snatched the win for the Penguins in singles play, grabbing the team a 5-0 homestand. Next, the team will head to Butler on Saturday, March 6th.
This past weekend, the women's tennis team bounced back after 2 straight losses last weekend. On Friday, they beat St. Bonaventure by a convincing 7-0. Senior Claudia Barboza took her first win in her second singles match of the season with a score of 6-1. Then on Saturday, the Gwins went back-to-back with huge wins over Western Illinois and St. Francis, beating both teams by a score of 7-0. Junior Elvira Esteo and sophomore Cecilia Rosas kept up their amazing chemistry with double match wins in both matches. For update on Wednesday's matchup against West Virginia, be sure to check out YSUSports.com.
This past weekend, the bowling team was back in action as they competed in the Big Red Invitational in Nebraska. On Friday, the Penguins beat 4 ranked teams and set 3 school records. The bowling team had their highest scoring tournament in program history with a total of 5,229 pins over 5 Bakers matches. YSU also set school records for highest game with a 279 and a highest match total with a 1,145. On Saturday, the Penguins won 3 matches and held on to their 5th place spot. The women finished out the Big Red Invitational on Sunday, where they had their highest scoring traditional match in program history, beating their newly set record from Friday. The new school record is set at 1,170 total pins. The Gwins finished in 5th place in the Invitational, with only the top 4 teams in the country finishing ahead of them. Junior Emma Wren was the top individual finisher for YSU, with an 8-game set of 1,136th place, 12th overall. Up next, the bowling team heads to the Midwinter Invitational in Arkansas March 12th through the March 14th.
The volleyball team returned from their bye week this past Monday as they hosted Northern Kentucky. The Gwins could not keep up with the strong offense of the Norse as they were defeated 3-0. Sophomore Josie Borum led the team with 6 kills, while senior Margot Thompson and junior Alexia Burns each contributed 11 and 10 digs respectively. Burns also recorded 9 assists and 2 aces against NKU. YSU will host their last 2 games of the season next Monday and Tuesday as they battle Robert Morris. For more on Tuesday's match, be sure to check out YSUSports.com.
The women's golf team competed in the Kiowa Island Classic hosted by the College of Charleston this past weekend. After round 1 of competition, junior Puthita Kwan Rudy led the Penguins in scoring by going just 1 over par, while also picking up 4 birdies along the way. Redshirt senior Caitlin Shutt finished the first day of competition by going 4 over par and scored 3 birdies on the course. The second round of competition saw sophomore Christina Lewis take charge by finishing the round just 3 over par. For final results of the Kiowa Island Classic, make sure to visit YSUSports.com. And next up for the golf team is the Low Country Tournament hosted by Wofford College starting March 13th.
After being off the field for 353 days, the Youngstown State softball team is back in action. This past weekend, they played in a 4-game series against Norfolk State at the NSU softball field. On Saturday, they started their season off with a pair of losses, 7-0 and 5-1. In Game 1, freshman Sophie Howell struck out 7 Spartans in the loss. In Game 2, junior Grace Cecilia went 3 for 3, and senior Ellie Buffenbarger struck out 8 in the loss. On Sunday, the Gwins closed out the series with a doubleheader and defeated Norfolk State 8-2 in Game 1 and 6-1 in Game 2. Senior Maddie Lusk was named the Horizon League Sophomore Pitcher of the Week on Tuesday for the 2nd time in her career. Lusk now holds 2 Pitcher of the Week and 2 Player of the Week awards under her belt. She is tied 10th all-time in wins and ranked 7th in career strikeouts. Congratulations to Maddie, and the team is now 2-2 heading into the rest of the season, as they host Akron March 5th and 6th in a 4-game series at the Cavelli Sports Complex.
It's now time for our play of the week. We'll send it over to Katie Rogers-Vidala, who has more.
Thanks, guys. This week's play of the week comes from McKenna Peters of the women's basketball team. Let's take a look. Here we see Peters driving with her left hand, falling to the ground, and she gets the and one. She splits 2 defenders, creates a lot of contact, and goes right for the basket. Congratulations to the girls for an amazing playoff win. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Katie, and that'll do it here at the Penguin Rundown. Be sure to check out YSUSports.com for weekly updates on the teams that we mentioned, as well as following us on social media, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. That is all at Penguin Rundown 1. I'm Richie Giuliano.
I'm Kyle Wills.
We'll see you next week, Penguin Nation.